quite honest. But regardless... Hey Avalon, good evening. Hello Newty. Hello Val.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, that's incredibly quiet. One sec.
1 sec.
Should be better. No, you don't have to change anything. Just my settings. It's all good.
Off the Overwatch juice, but still gotta support my local streamer.
Local? Do you know where I live? Thank you very much, Rubles. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much for stopping by, even though you're off the Overwatch juice. I'm outside. Oh, nice. Nice. We can have a beer later. Right. So, Blizzard World seemed like a pretty winnable game, but we struggled in teamfights. I recognize a few mistakes I made, especially on Hog, as you'll see, but I feel like I was doing enough to help my team win fights the majority of the time. Currently, I feel I'm struggling positioning the most. My aim is a work in progress. I started on PC around half a month ago. Or 1 or 2 months ago, sorry. So, where in a broad sense do you think you should be standing on Sigma?
So, I know that I need to take sort of off angle, but
Yeah, sure.
I do play more as a main tank in this game. It's not good. It's not clean. I know it's bad.
Okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. Like, you can climb doing it. It's just not interesting. And when you play uninteresting in Overwatch, you tend to go 50-50. That's the thing. It's not the kind of thing that's going to get you a win percentage unless you're actually playing the character well in the way that you do him, right? So if you're main but playing him exceptionally, sure, you'll climb, but you can just climb faster by doing more interesting stuff. In terms of distance you want to be from the enemy?
As in, how far away should I be?
Yeah. How far away?
Sort of just at the edge of my primary fire range.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't really gain anything by being closer unless you're trying to poke someone behind the person you're shooting. So that's what I'm going to be looking for from the start. So on Junk Soldier, we got a lot of spam damage, reasonable amount of healing with Anna Mercy, which is quite nice. Very nice rock, Jesus.
Yeah, that was alright.
So remember, you don't actually help your Reinhardt by being near him. Unless your shield's in front of him or you're literally inside his hitbox being able to suck. So Sigma's actual range on this, you won't be able to see it. Oh, no you will. Because I haven't even screenshot. That would help. 1 sec. You screen share that. And you even get... So Sigma's hitbox on here is about there. Okay? That's about where it is. So you essentially need to be... Sorry?
Where's their screen share? Sorry.
It should be screen share for review channel. Should be turnable on.
We got lost.
No?
I'm really bad with Discord, so I don't
It's
know
okay.
how to...
Just find where you are on the review channel and double click the live button. You should be able to get in.
Oh yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. Cool. So the AOE of Sigma's box is around that. It's literally a box around him. It's a cube. Well, it's a cuboid, slightly longer upwards. But you have to be you'd have to be touching the Reinhardt in order to stop this damage coming into him. So you need to be like right up against him. It's not like it goes out to here. It's literally, that's probably a little bit optimistic. It's probably about this area that it covers. Okay? So you do need to be very, very close in order to actually affect him. But apart from that, yeah, you don't gain that much by being close to him. Just let the Reinhardt fend for himself. He's a big boy, he's got a big shield. if he's not pressing the shield button and moving away at the right time, he's probably going to die regardless of what you do for him. That's what you learn over time with Reinhardt.
Yeah, so should I just sort of be trying to maybe take the right angle here, go around the back of them?
Right angle would be absolutely fine. You don't have that much support here, and it leaves it kind of like makes it so your DPS struggle a little bit more to stand out there. So there's positives and negatives. Nobody else is currently matching your angle, which is what you really want. Like if you and Soldier came here, and just peeked out here right now, like, you just get this Ana. It's free. And that's how you really climb in Overwatch. But, you know what? If we're going to do this is okay. But you need to be pulling yourself back here, and then pulling yourself kind of like around here, and then just like standing on this corner. And really, what can their team do if you just stand on this corner? You're a 1,100 health hero, okay? You have an infinite amount of health. You don't really need to care about your health bar. You can just stand here and you just shell them. That Ryan needs to move. Like, he can't stand there. It might take a while, but as long as you keep your range and you just move around them, generally the idea is you should keep rotating until they have to move or you've killed them. Good attempt on the rope. So right now you're squishing your face into the Reinhardt, right?
Yeah, which I definitely don't want to do.
Cool. Sigma is like Zen, both flankers because they have no footsteps. Exactly. Thank you for that hydration beam. I have another can of Red Bull because you know what Tesco meal deals. The irony is Sigma doesn't care if you know where he is, he just stands wherever he wants. 100%. You can't move a Sigma for anything. 1,100 health and a fucking rock. You ain't getting past this. You know what? You push me. I've got a shift ability, I've got a rock, I've got an infinite health shield for all intents and purposes and a 1v1. Like, you just can't kill me. You can't move me. Sigma is ridiculously overtuned as a hero. Okay? He just doesn't necessarily do things that other people want to do because he's a poke tank, right? So the things that he does incredibly well. Like, he can stand in any place on the map he wants to, and it will take literally a fully charged Zarya to move him out of that. And even then, she's probably going to have personal to move it. Or 2 or 3 people will have to move him out of that spot. Like, he just requires so many resources to get him to leave. You know how I say Roadhog is like a really fat guy and that's his superpower? Just a fat tank?
Sigma's is standing there.
Yeah, Sigma's even fatter than Roadhog. Roadhog has 900 health, Sigma has 1,100 health with his shield. And he's got a shift ability, and he's got a rock. Like, he is ridiculously stable. He's so much better than Roadhog in every single way. Oh, Ryan's feeding. So this is the kind of going 50-50 stuff when you stand on main, right? Your Ryan just fucks up, goes and feeds. You can't really do shit about that, really.
Yeah, and then I pulled the shield over a little bit of the wrong time.
Yeah, just turn the game sound down a bit. Hello, Skirites. Good evening. Good evening, Art, as well. It's Sunday, it's after the weekend, I'm back to it. Oh, don't do that. Don't just smush your face up into a Reinhardt for any reason. Like, unless you're literally saying
that too much.
yeah, unless you're literally gonna save this Ryan's life by doing it, I just say, you know what, can it? Don't do it.
Just sort of let him make his own mistakes.
Yeah,
Play my own way.
Realistically, it's the same thing on Zarya that I say. Zarya has a bubble that stops Reinhardt when he fucks up. Cool. But anything else that Zarya does not help him. You have 400 health. You are not a body blocker. Not in any way, shape, or form. Sure, like, if they were around here and you wanted to take this choke and you wanted Ryan to burn less of his shield and get a bit of resource yourself, you can use shift in front of him. Like, if they were all the way back here, that is, if they were all the way down there. Yeah, sure, you can use shift in front of him. But it's not really to save his life, and you're never really going to save his life doing that. I'd say it's like a 1 in 100 chance of Zarya or Sigma just body blocking for a Reinhardt and actually that being a good play. And that's not to say there's necessarily never places where you want to do that. It's just, that's not your default. That's something you do. Oh god, Ryan's low. Jesus Christ, he's on like 1 HP.
Yeah, he plays a ball, is that right?
Good evening, penguins. Good evening. Okay. So this is the most boring play ever. They got a Pharah. You are not pushing the Pharah. You're not standing near high ground. The Pharah just gets all of this space for literally free. Okay? So she just gets to stand here. She gets to go around here. She gets to do whatever the hell she wants because you're nowhere near her. Okay? This is where Sigma shines. This is where you have to be interesting. This is where you have to go meow and get to the high ground. Because the weirdest thing about Pharah is just being on a little bit of race terrain is actually a really good counter to her. You don't need to be very high up, but just closing that distance, that's really good.
But yeah, just sort of try and take that off angle instead of just existing where Marine is anyway.
Exactly, yeah. At the end of the day, if you're up here, you're one step away from the Reinhardt.
I suppose, yeah. Oh, this is poor or whatever.
It's fine. It was just a little bit late. It was okay. I don't mind you pressing it there. Just you missed your chance.
Execute it quick enough, yeah.
Yeah. So first off, they've got the left flank with not only Pharah but Reaper as well. And then on main, they just gain the advantage way too fast. I think they may hook your Ryan in the middle of it. Nope. Ryan just walks into a small room with them. He literally just walked over here. He had no reason to do it. He could have just stood here and been absolutely fine, but he just walked into the small room with a whole hog. Okay, but it wasn't necessarily that it killed you. It was this Pharah being here. It was this... Ooh, where's the Reaper gone? I'm sure he's somewhere around here. Oh, look, there's the Reaper.
He's teleported, didn't you?
Yeah, it was all of this stuff coming in the backline. And sure, your Ryan was dead because he's an idiot, but if he wasn't being an idiot right then and you got whole backwards, you still lose. Hello, Kazlan, good evening. Where's Denlos? Good evening. Hope you're doing well, guys. 16 reses in a 2-round match. It's a full 8 minutes of res. With no breaks. Cool. That was just a clear up, nothing interesting happening.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing excellent. Nice rock. Excellent job. So Sigma's this weird character that gets played in Brawl occasionally. It's kind of like a Brawl hybrid. What happens is that Reinhardt makes space for the Sigma, and then the Sigma comes in and makes an angle for a McCree or someone like that. And you go on a kind of like a duo flank or something like that. Because what people have realized is, you know what, one-dimensional Overwatch boring, and you can always gain an advantage just by your Rein not feeding his ass off, and you setting up a good poking angle. Full poke, as in Sigma Orisa or Sigma Hog, doesn't tend to happen unless you're on defense. And what do you think that is?
You can't really take much space with Sigma Hog, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. You struggle to take space. What you do very well is you hold space and you hold good positioning. And generally on defense, what you're given is you're given the positioning, but on attack you have to actively take the positioning away from the defense, right? So the better attacking comps are the poke dive or poke brawl hybrids. So you go pokers in Sigma, Orisa. They've been played with Brawl, right? So Orisa's been played with Brawl. Hog is bad, but he's been played with Brawl because he's strictly worse than Sigma, like for the most part. And then Sigma with Rein. That's poke brawl hybrid, and that takes space with the Reinhardt and then capitalizes upon it with the poke. And then you also have the Bull comps. So Bull Orisa, Bull Hog, and Bull Sigma. People generally know that this works, but they don't really acknowledge that the Bull is there because the Bull can soft dive and take space while not being threatened the way Winston would be or the way D.Va would be. So the Bull's job is to just create distraction, make space. Sigma comes in, sweeps an angle, puts a McCree in a position, and kills people from there, right? But you'll note that the main thing here is that the job of the Bull and the job of the Reinhardt and these hybrid comps, these hybrid poke comps, is to take the space so that you can stand somewhere stupid. All right, and you can route your DPS somewhere stupid. So that's really what you're aiming for. You're here to enable the DPS.
Yeah, so I'm looking to sort of like take up this right side space where Ryan's moved it for me. Yeah, essentially. So
Ryan goes in here. I wouldn't stop on main. I do this. I just keep going wide. Okay?
Yeah, so it'll just wrap around into the
Keep going wide, keep going wide, keep going wide. I wouldn't even mind just standing here, like just spamming out the fire from here. Maybe you just stop on here, cool. Or maybe you find a gap where you don't need to be doing anything, you transition yourself all the way back here. Like, I don't mind this. I want you to always be going around the side and never stop doing it. There's almost... Yeah, there's almost never a time where going an extreme at angle is bad. Because you're so independent, you have so many resources, it takes a metric fuck ton of the enemy's resources to get you out of that position. And all that time, you're just plinking their Ana from the backline. Nice rock. You've been really accurate with those hits. He flies directly into it. That's good.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I was going to say, it doesn't get too much better, so I don't have the hopes too hard.
Good reaction with the shift. This shift really is just there to give you more resources, honestly. It's a weird ability because the shift doesn't work with Sigma's kit. Okay? It's not really a thing he needs. It's just a thing Blizzard put in because they were having a fiesta and we're like, oh, this is a cool ability I designed, and oh, this is a cool ability I designed. And then they just put random shit into his kit because he has Matrix, he has a stun, he has a shield, he has really good range damage. Like, it's ridiculous. His kit is stupid and bloated, and basically the shift is the thing that fits the least. So it's essentially just give yourself more resources. It's a panic button, and he already had a panic button in the case of the rock, so he doesn't really need it. So just use it wherever you can to gain more resources, I'd say. Obviously, we can optimize everything, but I don't think that's something you really should be focusing on.
Okay.
Like if I was doing a top 500 Sigma review, I'd be like, oh my god, shift is such an important ability, but really, you know what? Just stand in a good place and shoot them till they die.
Yeah, just exist properly.
Exactly. Like, this is fine. So Sigma in the brawl comps as well. He's quite good because his rock is an incredible tool for just killing someone. So left click, rock, left click. How much damage do you think that does?
It's like 250-ish, somewhere around there.
So left click if both hit does 110 per shot. Okay.
Oh, okay, so yeah, much more.
So 220, I think it does like 70-ish. So maybe like 290. It is a ridiculous amount of damage. So you can basically one hit anything you want if you're accurate and actually good at the character. That is why I say Sigma's completely broken. Because he has a combo that stuns someone and insta-kills a random person. Like, it's just ridiculous. And that's why
a very good hero.
Yeah, that's why he's so good at solo carrying. You just walk somewhere smart, and you rock someone, you murder them, and then you stay alive, and it's like, oh, I still have 1,100 health after that. You've got to kind of think of the rock as a tool to murder someone. And even though you are being very accurate with them, maybe you're not necessarily prioritizing just making sure you get a kill off it. Maybe you're just throwing it at people you can see.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big problem for me, is that I don't think about using the abilities, I just use them because I have them available.
Yeah, I'd agree. So here, is there a single thing you would have lost by being up here?
No, not really, because I can always just jump straight down.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You won the fight back here and you just chilled out on point. But all of that time, you could have been actively walking to the next place. And the next place is, you know what, do a little hop. Here we go, there we go, and we're on high ground. And we can't get shattered, we can't really get hooked because we're just going to use a bit of cover. And we don't even need to use our shield, we're more lethal to the Thara, we got better rock angles onto the Reaper. Reaper can't get to us without teleporting, we won't be naded, like nothing is going to hit us. It's such a better position. Just being spread out in Overwatch is ridiculously strong. And it's kind of counterintuitive because all the low rank players, their whole thing is just group up.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's group up is just people don't fight when there's 6 people on the team. And people don't fight at the same time. And if you have your team in 3 different groups of 2, right? And they all pick a fight individually at separate times, they're all going to lose. And then, so it's kind of like, the actual advice they should be giving is just attack together, attack at the same time your time time your attacks properly, but they can't handle that at that rank. So the best thing to do is just clump up and hit the enemy team at the same time, because they're not going to do the same thing to you. So it's kind of this thing. The best thing you could do is split into 3-2s and all attack from different angles, perfectly timed, and you just pin down the enemy's backline. There's nowhere to go because you're all in separate groups. You can't be hit by ultimates. You can't really be like all of this shit that they're going to throw at you. It just doesn't matter because they can't do it. So at most they're going to hit 2 people, and then you can do stuff to them back into their backline with the other 2 groups. It's so much better to be spread out in Overwatch. It's just the wisdom came from the fact that people can't at the lower ranks. They just can't time themselves properly.
Yeah, there's a big problem with fights being taken after it's already, lost a long time ago.
Yeah. It's just the easiest thing to say, idiots just group up and attack together. But really the answer should be, do you know what, take good angles and then we'll take the fight at the same time. And that's ridiculously strong compared to just grouping up. Kill him, kill him, kill him. He got out. He's baited you to low ground.
He's TP.
Yeah. Zoom.
Yeah, I should have been. I feel like I played down main way too much in this
Look
game.
at that.
I'm like glued to the right.
That's tasty. So
it'll be good going on back.
The difference between you and me on Sigma is right now I'd be standing right here and I would have insta-killed the Ana. Left click, rock, left click. She's not going to survive it. Even if I miss one, she just dies. Okay? There's nothing they can do to stop this. Even if Mercy starts healing her, I'm going to kill her through the healing beam. It is ridiculously strong, and you are one of the strongest solo heroes in the game. So just go for a walk. But once you're doing that, obviously, the idea is we've got to time ourselves at the same time as the rest of our team, which is another hard part. But you need to learn it, and it will take it one step at a time.
Yeah, of course.
Rock, left click, melee, easy one shot. Left click, rock, left click, melee. You mean? Missed out 310 damage. I always do when I do the rock. I always make sure to I make sure to cancel the second orb animation because there's a cooldown time after that. So you do left click and it instantly cancel it into the rock the moment the second orb comes out. And in that way you put out so much damage. You essentially fire 2 left clicks with no cooldown between them.
Yeah, I do need to do a bit more animation cancel, especially with like the shift and the rock.
You were close there, but you weren't like perfect. And this is the kind of thing that Sigma players like. There's no reason not to have it perfect in this scenario, and there's loads of scenarios like this where you're fighting this far in this room, where you should just have it like perfect timing. Like the second the second orb comes out, if that's not too much alliteration, you should instantly be rocking. But it's just practice, and it just shows the amount of time you've played on Sigma, basically, more than anything. Because once you played like a couple of 100 hours, you're just like instantly doing it. Very nice. But if you're going for an assassination rock, gives less reaction time. I don't think that really matters until you're up in Masters, to be quite honest. People aren't going to react to left click, rock, left click. And the sound of the rock is more likely to alert them to you than them taking damage, to be quite honest. Because by the time they take damage, they're probably already going to have the rock half loaded. Because, you know what, travel time and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you did kind of yeet a rock into the middle of their team there.
Just a
I'll just keep watching. Looking for a couple of things in specific now. I'm looking for shield usage. Why shield is out, why shield is in.
So, half expecting the run to shatter the entire time.
Yeah, it might be that there's too many buttons and I'm just pressing them because, you know what, there's a lot of stuff in this kit. It might be that you have a misapprehension or you might be doing it properly. So it's a bit hard to work out, so I was just watching for a second. You're pressing the W button at the Reinhardt. Don't stop pressing W. Please don't stop pressing W. So why did you stop?
I think I got scared of the hog. I didn't want to feed. I shouldn't have. I could push out a shield. And be fine, yeah.
You can't be hooked for shit. You have a shield. You can literally press the right-click button on reaction in any animation apart from rock. And I guess shift, but you're not going to use them anyway. All you have to do is like walk forward, left clicking. The moment he uses hook, you just right click, and it'll block it every single time. It's not hard to react to. It's actually really easy. So I don't like putting your shield out here because you should be putting your shield out to react to hook, basically. And it goes into what really are we blocking? And the answer is it's kind of the same things as Reinhardt. Things that are lethal to us or people behind us. We shouldn't have it out to block damage because walls block damage. Okay? We can have it out to keep our DPS in a strong angle and stop them taking chip damage so they can peek for longer. That's okay. But realistically, the things that challenge you on this team are hook, sleep, nade, and Reaper and Pharah damage. If it's not any of them, you probably should just keep it in and just keep regenning it. You can essentially play Sigma without shield. Okay, it's not that much worse than just playing Sigma. His kit is ridiculously bloated and quite overpowered. So if you just play the Sigma like you don't have a shield and then use it in reaction to these cooldowns, sleep, nade, hook, shatter, barrage, like that kind of stuff, you can just use it as a cooldown stopper, basically. You don't have to use the shield at all. Or you should be able to play the character without using the shield, is what I mean. Not necessarily that you'd ever want to ignore the shield button, but you should be playing him like you could.
You could.
Yeah, exactly. Vanta, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Hey Ralph, sorry I can't watch your streams. I should be asleep. Love from Australia, but thanks to the review on the Mystery Heroes player. No problem at all, Big Squidward. I have no idea who you are because your Twitch name is interesting. Thank you very much. Thank you. Or maybe you're Big Squidward on something else. I would have thought I'd remember that name though. Yeah, Vanta gets the Piggy emotes as well. That's always good. Thank you, Bean. More Red Bull. It's a big cans. It's 473 milliliter cans. Really awkward sized ones. Oh yeah, Tesco meal deal.
It's elite.
I don't know why they put the big cans in it as well as the small cans. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Who's going to take the small can?
Exactly.
Like,
what crazy
Even
bastard.
if you don't want the whole big can, just throw it away.
Yeah. This is capitalism.
Yeah.
Just because I can. Alright, so where should you be? What should you be doing?
I shouldn't be playing down this angle. I should maybe take down the left instead.
Yeah. You can just stand up here until a Roadhog comes up here. You can just stand here. There's nothing they can do about this. You don't even have to be doing anything right now. You can just chill out if you want.
If I saw like a dive comp come in, would I be kind of screwed? Would you then say move back, or you know, if they have like a Winston Diva?
What are they on? Winston Diva?
No, just if they did.
Yeah. If they were on Winston Diva, what do you think? Like we see a Winston walk into this door. We're standing up here. You know what? If they both come at us, we might be a little bit scared. But you know what? You can jump back here, and you can go down here, and you can go get the health pack. They're not going to be able to chase you because they're going to have to use their movement abilities to actually get to you, right? So
True.
Winston's going to jump from choke, and he can't get through this doorway. He can't get past there. Maybe Diva can get a little bit further in, but we've got 700 health shield. We've got shift. We've got everything. Yeah, and as Sam says, you can literally just drop point. There's nothing to stop you. The answer is they're going to have to walk their ass up here. They're going to have to. There's nothing they can do to get you to move without moving their ass up here. And you have the powers that your leg don't make any noise. That is an amazing Sigma power that you should be using. This Ashe is dead if you were just AFK here. This is cute little things you can do.
Sigma ultimate flank comp.
Yeah. So all of these little things, like individually, they're not really impactful. But when you put them together, you can essentially carry a match. These stupid plays, these one-hit kills, this forcing them to come up here, this standing on high ground instead of low ground, this flanking and killing the Ana, all this kind of stuff. This is the stuff that makes Sigma interesting, right? This is the interesting stuff of Overwatch. We can stand on main and go 50-50, and we're not that much worse than a Ryan Zarya comp standing on main going 50-50. We're not that much worse. Like, it's about even. But the important thing with Sigma is Sigma's so much more independent than Zarya. Sigma can basically do whatever the hell he wants. And that's really what you should be capitalizing on.
Yeah, so I like block the angle and then walk back to me. I don't get why I'm just sort of glued to my Ryan all game.
Cool.
I can see it now, but yeah.
Yeah, and then what you do is you stop this happening, you block all of the off-angle stuff, you're there to look at the hook. Even if you're just standing here, I wouldn't mind this. This Ryan's not actually getting that much support from you. He did actually survive because of you in this particular scenario. This is one of the body blocking scenarios that I talked about. Because he's an idiot, and he swung around a corner and got slept and anti-naded, and the hog was there to hook. Sure, there's situations where being near your Ryan does help. But realistically, that's him fucking up, and he could have just not done that. That's why they play it with Sigma at high level instead of Zarya, right? Because, you know what? Eventually, our Ryan's going to be good enough that he's not going to fuck up and walk into a sleep dart. Eventually. And he's not going to get hooked, because he has a shield he can bring out on reaction. And when you're at this high level, why would you pick Zarya with it? Why would we pick a Purge when we don't need it? Because he's going to block the nade. Why would we pick a Purge to block the hook and block his sleep and stop him getting insta-kill? Because if he's playing well enough, he's just going to do that on his own. So we just come over here and just chill out here. Obviously, there's loads of times in your games where you'll be playing away from Reinhardt, Ryan's going to get insta-killed, and it's going to be a very sad day because, quite frankly, you're going to lose after that. But you can't fully make up for the mistakes of this player. Not really. So try and do some interesting stuff yourself instead. Oh no, they're literally all around us.
Yeah, this is just a lost fight.
Does Sigma do comparable damage to Zarya? I think it's about 70% of the damage of high charge. I don't think that much less. Especially because Sigma has a bigger burst than Zarya in terms of rock. Zarya has very consistent damage. Obviously, you can weave in right clicks to get a little bit more burst. But realistically, Sigma just has this smashing combo that you can just pump into an enemy Reinhardt and insta-kill him if he really wants to. Again, 290 damage, enough to just insta-kill a Reinhardt, isn't it? Obviously, with the rest of your team somewhere in the vicinity. Mr. Pugachan in game name and video games 1000 on Discord. I do be the mystery type of guy. The Riolo kid, hello. How you doing? Good evening. So our Ryan died early and we basically got crushed after that. There wasn't much to say. Do a bit of... Zoom. Oh
yeah, again, I'm just standing that low ground.
Look at that echo.
Glued to it.
Yeah, we don't really help our team by being near them. We help the DPS to stand in interesting places, but if the DPS want to do this stuff and stand directly behind your Reinhardt, they're going to be just as safe as standing behind Reinhardt and you. Okay, they're not going to be less safe, more safe because you're here for the most part. They're going to be fine. But if they want to be standing up here, you have to allow them to do that. So just imagine right now, us and McCree had just walked up here. Okay, we just appeared here. Almost silently because Sigma made no footsteps. Hello, Anna. Left click, right, rock, left click. McCree's behind us, we put out shield. We just win this. There's no way this McCree and us can fuck up bad enough to lose this fight afterwards, unless they literally killed our entire team already. And that's the kind of stuff that you're missing.
Basically, like standing down main, I'm just not getting nearly enough value as I could do if I just took an interest in angle.
Yeah. And as I said earlier, like, it's fine. It's not great, but as long as the other team aren't doing this, you'll be fine to go 50-50.
If I want to actually carry games and turn that into like a 60.
Exactly. Like there is this catch-22 in low ranks where, do you know what? We make the gentleman's agreement to not do anything interesting. We both just go main and we punch each other in the face until one of us loses. And in that scenario, the person who's better at using their abilities and better at using the characters generally wins. And it tends to be based off the Reinhardts. But if we want to, yeah, if either team did that and just went to high ground or did something interesting, they gain so much from their advantage and they just win really easily. And it's just kind of like weird thing where nobody knows this hidden knowledge of walk to high ground that every single reviewer since the dawn of time has talked about. Oh, that was a bit sad. You know, just react to shield better. It's the only thing you need to be looking for realistically. Nade and hook. Yeah. That's the only thing you need to be. And then you shouldn't probably have shield out unless you are blocking one of them. And then you can leave it out afterwards. The thing is, if you put it out and then Roadhog kills it, he gets a free hook. But if you wait until Roadhog hooks, you block the hook, you can leave it out until it dies because you don't need it until the hook's back off cooldown. And be a little bit more proactive with your flux. It's a really, really, really good ultimate. So all you need to do is use it early into any fight, be proactive, and you will win. Okay, this is it's very easy to use. Get 2 or 3 people. It's not complicated. Just use it early.
Yeah, I definitely held on to it a little bit too long there. I could have used it, you know.
Oh, it's alright. They forgot about the cart anyway, so it should be okay.
It's not too bad for it.
Oh, somebody remembered. Their team chat must have been hell. Hey, we're on high ground. We could have walked to here, but
hey.
You know what? Flux took us up here. That's okay.
Taking the express route.
Echo kind of dived us. We were low when we got up here. We're on 170, so it's a bit sad, but no, it happens. And there'll be loads of times where you do this. You do something interesting, you get insta-killed. But imagine trying to do this on like McCree. Imagine you're playing DPS and you were there like, okay, I want to do something interesting. I want to take control of the game. You walk onto high ground and oh shit, I've only got 125 health. How the hell do I do this? You have to be so much more careful about poking. Sigma allows you to do all this interesting stuff with so many resources that you couldn't possibly fuck up. Like, it's very hard to screw up hard enough to die on Sigma when you're doing something interesting. Cool. So remember to save your rock to kill someone. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, like I'm focusing the hog here, and if I just look at the Ana, I might have actually got a kill out of it.
Yeah, we could have just pressed the W key at the Ana and then rocked literally 1 inch from her so we can't miss and just insta-killed her. Like, this is the kind of stuff where you think, you know what, I go up 1 or 2 brackets, the Sigmas are gonna be doing this. Ow. Alright, we've got no resources, no cooldowns, no interesting stuff. Nothing we can do about that.
Oh, now it gets bad.
I remember when you reviewed my Sigma VOD and shouted at me for not taking high ground. Of course I shouted at you for not taking high ground. You're playing boring. Okay, so why Hog over Sigma here? And don't tell me because Sigma wasn't working out.
I think it was maybe a little bit of a tilt swap, and also I like to hook people off. So
okay,
that's basically it.
That is. Hey, you almost got the hook back.
I know, I was scared.
Ryan, please contest the cart. There you go. There's no point being up 1 if they There's no point being up 1 if they're pushing anyway. Ooh. The sleep screwed it up. You could have got that hook.
I thought I was going to get that without the sleep. I remember being a bit pissed. I mean, it worked out for us anyway, so not anymore.
Oh, no. Can't believe you survived that. Like, only 100 damage came into you from the shot. Definite hog diff, yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. Nice cleared up. Your Ana's carrying. To be fair, his sleeps have been very good. We're doing meme strats. Alright, you know what? No. Nah, that's worth it. Trading Hog for Rain, I'll take that. Whatever. Yeah, it's fine.
Pretty sure we get stomped after this, though.
That's probably because our Reinhardt screwed up and kept re-shielding on 1 shield health right in front of the Hog with whole Hog. He got deleted because he's stupid, but you know what? The way we play around our teammates being stupid is by doing it all ourselves. You either do it all yourself by doing interesting shit, or you just go 50-50. There's no real other option. Very nice. Probably would have stayed on the Ana for a bit because she was low. You revealed her health bar, I'm pretty sure, but whatever. You found targets. You took a little bit of time between the targets, but you're all good. Beautiful. Nice combo.
Why I walked away from the Mercy.
Yeah. So
I just had my eyes set on the Ash. I was like, okay, I'm going for the Ash.
there's another thing I've seen here that I don't particularly like. So 1, 2, we're out of ammo. We do the reload. Why haven't you already pressed the take a breather button now? It's like one of the things.
The animation console, because it's already got a 5 in. Yeah.
It's one of the things that Hogs. Once you get to a higher level, like Hogs are always animation cancel with take a breather. It's literally the I've used my entire clip. Chink, and then instantly into the vape. Like you don't even take 1/4 of a second to do it, and it just cuts down on time. You can keep walking out your targets. You can keep pushing it into them because you've got the half damage on top of the 300 health, and then you could literally be just on top of them for when your hook comes off cooldown with 5 ammo. When you're aggressing on Hog, definitely use take a breather aggressively in order to go into them. You just juked him. He has no idea what's going on.
But then, yeah, I'm pretty sure I get hooked off. Yeah.
Hog diff. Hog diff.
Yeah, hog diff.
Yeah, 100%. I'm guessing you get completely crushed here in a second. Your McCree's dead. Oh, Ryan's got a shatter though. Interesting.
Yeah, I think we somehow turn it around and then it definitely falls apart.
I think if you hook that Echo there, you probably lose. Because she just turns and like, you hook her, she comes over here, she hits you once, turns around and shatters your right, and just like, she wants to be behind you. Oh no, we're holding off pretty well. 23-minute game, Jesus with these games.
Yeah,
everyone wants a long
like when it's overtime, just yeah, like if you've got your bits. It's a really long game.
I'll go through until there's nothing more I can really gather off you. Nice shots on the Ana, that was actually really nice. Definitely go for the Rhino over the Roadhog. Once he uses his E ability, just ignore him as a target until it comes off. Very nice hook. Saved your Mercy's life. Yeah, you should just be standing here. I don't think you're gaining anything by being on the cart. Just let it in a couple more meters and just stand on this corner where you can't be shot by these two. Just like, do this kind of stuff. This should be second nature.
Like sleep and anti right here.
Yeah, it's second nature just to move away from them. You should basically be in this corner right now. Very scary. Like, even if you're facing down a Mercy most of the time by Delos, it's just natural to you after a while. So a little weird thing here. Again, with the animation cancel kind of stuff. So you do your last shot here. Okay, what's your plan for the next 2 seconds?
I think here I literally just wait for the animation to finish, and then I'm going to go into... Well, I'm hoping the ball dies, so then I can move on to sports.
Okay, so we're getting low on health. Did we expect to be low on health, or did we expect to be able to reload after this?
I mean... I don't think I expected to be on low health, but I am. I've got to take a breather here.
Okay, so this is one of the things. Like when you're walking face long into this kind of stuff right in front of you, you should expect to be low after finishing your clip here. In which case, if we're low after finishing our clip, what should we be doing?
To the cover on the left.
Yeah, so we need to use take a breather and slash or reload, probably both of them, right? So you do your last shot, take cover, do half your reload, take a breather on the corner, then go back in with the hook. You can't aggress into this if you're gonna be reasonably low. If you expect it to be high on health, what should you be doing? If you expect to be on 400 when you did this shot, so imagine you're in exactly this position, 400 health right now.
Sort of like walking forward to the left. Maybe
Yeah, so we're gonna aggress in. We're gonna do half of the reload, cancel it into take a breather, and then go for a hook on someone in the back line. Okay?
Yeah.
So there's these two different lines, but you kind of chose halfway between because you got surprised by the low health, basically. Nice aggression to kill the Mercy into the backline. I like that. But it was one of those times where you were just a little bit low on resources. You didn't have to take a breather, so you just went down eventually. Remember, you have to be better than these people. You can't just trade 50-50. You need to go more than 1-to-1. Good job,
So I need to be going like 2 or 3 picks really.
Exactly. Like you can't just expect to be able to kill the Mercy and your team be fine. Because as far as I'm concerned, your team's absolute trash. And that attitude should stay with you all the way up into the highest of levels. Because you should still be carrying these games in order to win. You shouldn't just be a passive participant. Not like when you're playing Anna or Baptiste and you're just there main healing, just like, I'm just doing stuff. Like I'm letting my team do stuff for me. It's like it's boring and it's not going to help you climb fast, and it's just slow style of play that's never going to really gain you an advantage. What if I feel like my team is much better than me all the time? Sort out your imposter syndrome and don't come to me with it. Sort out. Not my issue. You feel like you're not good enough? You know what? Change your feelings. I'm not going to teach you not to feel out of place in your rank. Just deal with it. Remember, all the people at your rank are absolute trash garbage. And that's universally true. So, if you're going to be on this angle, what I want you to be doing right now, so I want you to be doing this. Just peeking out from behind here, 2 orb back, 2 orb back. If they keep going around here, I want you to put yourself up to here, and I want you to wrap yourself around. And this is the fundamentals of the poke that I keep talking about, right? So I'll draw on the screen the fundamentals of poke here. You know, I've done this a couple of times recently. So we have a circle, okay? Circly bit. Oop. Let's remove that one because he was unclean. We have a circly bit that's coloured in. You can't move through here. We have one section over here. And then we have another section over here. And when this guy goes backwards, because their enemy team aggress that way, what we do is we wrap around them and we shoot their backsides. Okay? Fundamentals of poke. You have 2 different things. You have a thing in the middle, and you rotate around it. Okay? If they push you, you're going to go that way. And your Reinhardt and the rest of your team's going to go that way. And that makes sure, because the whole thing with Overwatch is just that it's so messy that you can't possibly keep your team rotating in a good fashion, right? There's always going to be an Ana back here. There's always going to be someone like behind. There's always going to be a front line and a back line. If you're moving in a straight line, there's going to be people further behind and further forward. So essentially aggressing into that back line's always going to find something squishy. It's always going to do it. So that's really, this kind of a scenario, this is generalizable to every map. Every single map, and it's all about just like doing this thing where you go into their backline while they aggress into you, and you just rotate around a single like middle object. So I think
I'm just going to want to be moving around, reacting to their movements, keeping my range essentially.
Yeah, we're right here. Here we go. You can use rock here. Maybe you pull yourself back because they've pulled themselves back. So keep at effective range. This Ana right here. Who's going to turn around to fight you? Somebody needs to stop you doing this, right? The Echo? Cool. Sure, the Echo can turn around to fight us. We're going to put out shield. Okay, what does the Echo do?
Either fly up and feed, or...
The Echo uses flight. Cool, she's going up here. She's using stuff on us. Cool, that's annoying. But what we've done is we move the Echo completely away from here, and we win this fight. Like, the answer with Sigma is you always win this fight. always, because he's ridiculously strong. This Echo wants to shoot like stickies at you. Okay, we'll press the shift button. Maybe we'll back off, but she's never going to kill you unless you really fuck up. She can't kill you. So maybe the Echo pushes us out. We back off to here. We get healed up. What do we do next? They're still aggressing here. The Echo's come around this side. She's used her flight. Maybe she's landed back in the middle.
But keep pushing around into them.
Yeah, straight back onto it, right? We've been healed up. We got our shift back. We got our resources back. Straight back into their backline. Like you're sticky. There's nothing they can do to move you away. The only thing that can move you away from here is Sigma. The Sigma or the off tank. The only person that can stop you flanking them and murdering their backline. And if he wants to do the same shit as you, right? Gentleman's agreement. We're both going to stand on main shooting each other. The moment one of the Sigma chooses to do this kind of stuff, they just win. Okay? So you can, yeah, like if you're better than the Sigma and your Ryan's better than their Ryan, you'll win this fight. But you don't want to have to be better than them. You want to have to be smarter than them.
Exactly, yeah. Fight smarter, not harder.
Imagine actually playing Sigma properly. I have terrible fundamentals on Sigma. I leave my shield out for like 5 minutes and don't even realize. All the time. And it just doesn't matter because I'm standing in a good place. So that's another of these like really interesting rocks where there's no chance of ever killing someone, right? But it leaves you open for 8 seconds after it, which is a ridiculously long amount of time in Overwatch. Okay, it only does 70 damage, so you can't really use it to poke. It really only effective as a stun or to kill people or knock them out of ultimates. And you've used it when there's going to be a fight soon. Why is that there?
I think my thought was kind of trying to stop anyone from, if I could like rock the Mercy, she wouldn't be able to get a touch, or the Sigma wouldn't be able to get a touch, but it didn't work out either way.
Do you know what? I get that. It wasn't too bad, but it's just an example of the other things I've seen more than anything. Not necessarily, you know what, there was never a reason to ever do this. It's just one of the general misunderstandings you've had in this game with the ability. And you might not still have it, or you might not have it before this review still, because you might have learned since the game.
I wouldn't say I've learned. I'm still a work in progress.
Sigma shots follow a slight parabolic arc, so you can kill people over obstructions. Do they? I thought they just went in a straight line, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I thought they went straight line.
Maybe. They've got an AoE. I think it does 30 to 0 damage around the target. You bring up Gamepedia. Let's see how correct or incorrect I am. So I'm going to go 30 to 0 damage, and then 55 for a direct hit. What's your bet? Come on, Bell, what's your bet?
I'll say the 25 to 0 damage.
Ooh, going lower.
Slightly lower.
Ooh.
Oh.
30 to 9. Oof. Yeah, so 55 direct, 9 to 30, so you're probably doing about 15 damage per hit there, which isn't bad. Like, you do 30 damage per volley. That's okay. You finish people off with 30 damage quite easily. Just a melee. They fall a bit. Unlike arcing projectiles like Junkrat's grenade and Torbjorn's rivet gun, Sigma's hypersphere downward movement is very minimal, and aiming them does not require you to account for their downward movement unless enemies are near their maximum range. Okay. Now the stream is just reading off the Gamepedia article. I've generated content.
So there, I was trying to tell my team to move around. We could wrap around because I saw the Bastion. So I wanted to take a flank, take them around from behind.
Cool.
But no one wanted to, so I just went with my team.
The thing with Bastion to make sure is that you're not coming from a singular direction. So you wrap around here, but I'd like somebody still to be challenging this angle. And you challenge it very narrow, right? You don't stand out in the middle of the open and like put a Rhine shield here. But you would just peek this corner, fire 2 orbs, and go back in, like over and over. And if they want to halt
annoy
you,
him into looking.
Yeah, if they want to halt you into these 2 people if the Bastion was sieged up, you just press the shift button and you're okay. Sigma is ridiculously sticky, ridiculously overpowered. The only reason he's not considered overpowered is because poke is a very hard style to play, and it can't really be used that well on attack. So people have kind of slept on Sigma for a long time. And obviously he got nerfed, and so his shield takes longer to put out after coming back in. But really, it's just the style. People don't.
The shield nerf was so good.
People have struggled to work out how to play these poke heroes in a meta where you can't put two poke heroes together unless it's attack. And the ways you do it is Reinhardt in order to brawl/poke hybrid, and Brawl in order to dive/poke hybrid. Which people gathered, but people didn't really work out how good it was or how to play the characters in these comps. But in the higher levels, like Overwatch, all comes down to positioning instead of just being good at the characters. At the end of the day, it's just all positioning. So it's like, yeah. Oh, you just noticed how long this VOD has taken? Shut up. I enjoy my time. Enjoy my time with Bell. We chilling out. Oh, no.
It's because the Bastion. I was like, I can't lift up the Bastion. That's the worst idea. It's just going to shoot down my whole team, and then the Soldier, it just was a pretty poor fight.
Flying Bastion. The best thing ever. Okay, so essentially the things here, we'll summarize here. So the idea is walking yourself to interesting places, doing interesting stuff, going for assassinations in the backline, using the fact that your footsteps don't make noise, doing interesting stuff, not standing on main, and you're really gonna have to pull your brain out of your ass at this point and just constantly pull yourself back into the moment, constantly force yourself to do interesting stuff, and you're gonna be late a lot of time. Okay, I'm not going to say it's going to work out perfectly. You're going to be late. You're not going to time your engagements, or you're going to realize halfway through a team fight that you should have been somewhere else, and you're going to go, okay, I'll walk there now, and your entire team's going to die on main. Okay, it's going to happen a lot. And that's just you not taking the first opportunity to go to an interesting place the moment you get a chance. If you look at high level Overwatch, what happens is the moment somebody's like declared that they win a fight, they just go walk somewhere interesting. They just use the rest of their time. They'll still be shooting the enemies, but they'll just be walking somewhere else, right? And then that really is Overwatch. Cool.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
No problem at all. You should be absolutely fine on Sigma, Hog, and Orisa after this, because they all are essentially the same characters. They require some kind of interesting stuff with them. The thing with the Brawl tanks is they walk straight at the target. The thing with the Dive tanks is they dive straight at a target. Orisa, Hog, and Sigma, they want to go around the target. They want to go for the sides. They want to do interesting stuff that's not down main. They are not off tanks. They're not Diva. They're not Zarya, because they don't really give that much to the Reinhardt. But what they do is they create angles in and of themselves, and they allow the DPS to stay in there without dying to chip damage. Okay? Beautiful. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah,
I'll
good
see you
stuff.
shortly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, good chat.
Beautiful. Goodbye.
Goodbye.